welcome back to the Roundtable. I'm Ultric Vox, and the world as a whole feels like it's about to stand still right now. Unless you're coming to this video in the distant future, you probably already have a good idea of what I'm referring to. We are currently in the middle of a pandemic, and I don't know if I'll sound a bit different in this video because it's even affecting the Roundtable. If you guys aren't aware, we actually work in an office, but because of this pandemic, and even though it's not that kind of an office where not a big teams, only at most 5 of us in an office at the same time, we still have our own lives and people we interact with, and we're not aware what they could have, and they may not even be aware what they have, so we're not even gonna risk the possibility of silently passing viruses onto each other. So I am recording this from the comfort of my own apartment, but this is a new living situation for me, so thus is my first time recording in this space. So I don't know, if I sound a bit off or something, just let me know in the comments below. But anyways, it's more than just affecting work and school. It's affecting everything, including entertainment, both the entertainment industry from a production and studio standpoint, and from just what we're able to do. Like, people are being advised to not go out right now, and places are shutting down. So I just wanted to speak a bit about how this will affect animation related events, just because it has been on my mind as a huge animation fan and as someone who's trying not to get sick and not spread a potential illness onto others. First things first, I don't think the Steven Universe movie screening next Monday, which attached was supposed to be the Steven Universe future episode Homeward Bound, you know, the first episode that's a part of the finale. I can't see that happening any longer. In fact, people are already getting cancellation emails because, lo and behold, those theaters are now closing down. And I feel like this is a situation where things are only going to get worse before it gets better, especially because, at least for me, I live in very overreactive America. And even if the worst just hits next week and then the week after things open up, it still would remove that window of people going to the movie theater, seeing the Steven Universe movie sing along, and seeing the brand new episode. And I can't see Cartoon Network advocating people to still go. Come on, you want to see the new episode? You're gonna risk being sick? Like, they're not gonna do that. And it sucks because obviously they clearly always wanted the movie in theaters. I think this took a bit long to get the ball rolling just because for whatever reason they may not have been able to put the movie in theaters before its television premiere or around that time, and having the new episode attached, it would have been a great incentive for people to go. And of course, the series is ending, so it's not gonna feel the same seeing the movie in theaters after the show ends. It's just super unfortunate. Maybe as compensation, Cartoon Network will release Homeward Bound on the Cartoon Network app early. I think that would be an appropriate call, especially since they're already gonna want people to stay inside like everyone wants to. They're also gonna promote their own works. They're likely gonna advise people, hey, while you're inside, maybe you should watch X amount of shows on the Cartoon Network app, because that's what a lot of companies are doing. So yeah, that was already one big event for a pretty big fandom that seems like it's no longer gonna happen or be severely affected, especially because, you know, the target demographic is so young, but Cartoon Network is also where they have adult Steven Universe fans, like a lot of them. So it's just not a good look either way for, you know, not the screenings to still occur in particular, but for AMC theaters to still stay open and for Cartoon Network to advocate that. Or especially if people already bought tickets and they live in a state where now things are being shut down, like California. Here in little old Michigan, things have not hit the fan that bad yet, but oh boy, I think it's coming. On that note, the next point is, again, streaming services are taking an advantage of this, and one example being Disney Plus, where recently over the weekend they put up Frozen 2 on their service 3 months ahead of schedule. Clearly that was because, all right, we know people are going to be inside, how can we accommodate them and also attract more numbers for our service? But honestly, I would not be surprised if Frozen 2 is just the start of these potential crazy releases on Disney Plus. Now, if I had to guess, the service is likely a bit more urgent to get some more of their nostalgic TV show properties that are not yet available up and running for the consumption of anyone who maybe no longer has college or work. So they have plenty of time to sit down in front of a TV and go, oh, I remember these cartoons. Now, I want to make a bold prediction. While I can't see any of the delayed Disney movies making its way to the service, like I don't think Mulan or Black Widow or any of the sort, even though Black Widow's not yet delayed, which, oh my god, could you imagine the first time in a long time, it's May and there's no Marvel movie, no May Marvel release, just little things like that, the one constant, and it's really not that big of a deal in comparison to all the other awful things going on, none of this is, but still, it blows my mind that even movies, comfort food, and general escapism that people look for, that's being affected. That's crazy. But anyways, my bold prediction is, since it's already underperforming in the box office due to people staying home, I don't think I'd be all too surprised if Disney said, screw it, and threw up Onward on their streaming service, at least for a limited time. I think this would be a great way to test the water to see if they can actually pull something like this off in the future, limited releases on the service. It may draw some more Disney Plus subscribers. Oh my god, what do we do? Our kids are getting tired of Frozen 2 on loop. Oh, wait, Onward, that's a new one. That's the one in the theater, isn't it? They must have put it up early to compensate people. You could argue Disney wouldn't want to risk losing money like that, but I mean, they kind of already are, just because by nature theaters are closing down or limiting capacity. They're already losing money. At least here they could try to cop a few bucks. Sure, people could use their free trial, but maybe they'll offer a deal during this pandemic, which, yeah, corporate greed if they did. But with that said, let's talk about the entertainment ramifications, but not exactly or exclusively in what we're watching, but what's going on behind the scenes. YouTube colleague VelskyBum94 already made a video on this, but animation studios are shutting down temporarily, just like any other workplace. However, some aren't even closing all the way, as production people still have to be there. They still have to show up every day. I don't think that's the case for every studio. I know some studios for sure are still making PAs and production people go. Someone at Netflix apparently got the virus. Alex Hirsch had a whole big snap story of Netflix evacuating. Showrunners are in quarantine. This pandemic is not a joke. Some people are out of work, and this is beyond animation. A lot of people are out of work, actually, especially if they work at schools or universities, malls, movie theaters. This is impacting everything. But yeah, studios are shutting down. Production is being halted on some shows. I'm not sure if any animation in particular, but just things like The Flash, which films its season pretty much all the way up until the end. So I can't wait to see what hiatus comes out of this. But for animation studios, I can imagine that down the road this will have some delays in productions. I'm also sure we'll have 100 pandemic episodes next year. It's not a good scene, but a lot of people in animation are working from home right now, whether if it's voice calls, or I'm assuming people are able to storyboard and such at home, whether they have a tablet at home or they take their work tablet home. But what we have to remember is that animation is a team effort. Every step of the way, everything you see on screen was made by a team. So I'm assuming for the most part, people will not be as effective as they would have been in studio because they're not working with their team directly. Obviously, it's not impossible, but it's not ideal either. Meanwhile, I'm sure some artists or writers may actually have better mojo working from home, as I'm sure a lot of people may be working from home. It's still sad to think, oh, this is a dream job for a lot of people, and now they're only able to do some of it. They're in a very limiting space. I mean, again, beyond animation, people are losing a place to sleep if they're enrolled in university and they can't travel back home because international travel is taboo and straight up banned over here. People aren't able to see their friends at school or work or whatever the case may be. Like, this is a severe hindrance. I'm just waiting for things to look up, but people are treating it like it's the absolute end. And on that depressing note, I think I've said everything I wanted to say. I just wanted to put out something because these miscellaneous topics were all in my mind, and I've talked about situations like this before, and with the Steve Universe movie, I made a video about it coming to theaters, so now now that it likely won't be, I kinda gotta go, haha, JK. Actually, massive update. As of today, all the massive movie chains in the USA are closed until further notice. Most of these are for a few weeks, but in response to this, a few studios have began to release movies through video on demand, including the latest Trolls movie, so I hope Disney follows suit because I really want to watch Onward. And again, it's just a good way to make some bang for their buck. Now, I can see why they wouldn't want to go over Disney Plus, as it is a monthly subscription service with a free trial, so they could either raise the price or just do what these other studios are doing and distribute these films on demand for a higher price. I believe Trolls is $20, which, yeah, that kind of sounds outrageous until you remember how much you spent at the movies anyways. They're trying to make their money back, I totally get it. And even the Cartoon Network hotel shut down. In case you weren't aware, yes, there is a Cartoon Network hotel in Pennsylvania, at location, and it's been open for a few months. We can pour one out for that. But to make things even crazier, now full-blown episodes of shows are being removed from reruns. The Amphibia episode, Contagi-anne, is currently being pulled from reruns on both Disney Channel and Disney XD, although it's still available on Disney Plus. And I get it, the episode is Anne faking an illness. Not the best thing to see on television right now, but it makes me wonder, what's next? There are a lot of animated series that have the sick episode, or the episode where a character has a massive fear of germs. Will this end up affecting streaming in some form, and we actually do see some of these episodes removed from their service? Each day it feels like the situation is getting crazier and crazier, even if it is in a little small ways, like entertainment. But again, there are people working in the entertainment industry. This is their livelihood. It is legitimately terrifying. Alright, one more update. Officially, the Steven Universe movie screening has been canceled. Cartoon Network just issued an official statement. No word on what's going to happen with the bonus episode that was going to air. They made it for the finale. Again, maybe it'll go up online. It is very unfortunate. It was going to be one of the big send-offs for the series, and yeah, wow. But please, please, please stay safe out there. Try to eat healthy. Try to avoid eating out. Some people may not have a choice, and that's okay. But wash your hands. Stay inside. Whether if you need to listen to the Wash Your Hands song or just watch KO's Health Week on loop. And hey, if you have Hulu, all of OK KO's on there now. There's the story arc, but it's also a lot of fun and continuity and just a lot of feel-good humor. But as always, these are just my thoughts, and I want to hear yours. How are you dealing with all of this? If you are affected, I'm assuming most people will be affected, especially if you're actively watching this channel, just because I know a lot of people are in school or watch these videos at work or after work, so I'm assuming there's just a huge shakeup everywhere. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Tweet your thoughts at Roundtable Vids, and for more of my own thoughts, you can find me at Vlogs. We're also on Instagram. We have a Patreon, but I don't want to just plug it, so I'm just gonna reiterate one more time. Wash your hands. Actually, yeah, that's the outro. Just wash your hands, people, as much as you can. I've been Vox, and I'm signing out.